Well, hello, friends and music lovers. Welcome back to another Vinyl Revival live stream. And
Good
today,
afternoon.
yes. And today is a wonderful day because I am doing an homage to one of my favorite people and one of my favorite music, Scottish. Yes. So, on,
Hey,
on today's show, I could not do this show by myself. I could have, but it wouldn't have been good. I brought a special person, a wonderful man, somebody I'm very happy to call friend, Mr. Brian 70s Rock Fan. How are you doing, my friend?
well, I'm awfully good. How you doing? Okay, the new Hedrum Ho.
There we go. Yes. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Wait, I can hear the pipes. Can you hear the
Oh,
pipes? I can hear the pipes.
I can hear the pipes too.
Anyway, yes, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Thank
I'm
you.
honored that you should think of me and my nationality
But
to
not you.
represent me on your channel.
Well, yes, and you have been graceful enough to represent me, little old me, on your channel. So I guess the feeling is mutual. But
And we do like mutual feeling. That's true.
yes, it's the best kind of feeling. But today's motto, as a wise man once said,
Welcome to all things Scottish. Our slogan is, if it's no Scottish, it's crap!
And
there we go. So that's what we're running with today, friends and music lovers.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Can only agree with that sentiment as expressed by Mike Myers, who once worked in Scotland for a few years on Scottish television before he
Really?
was famous. Yes.
Wow. I thought he came
Explorer.
straight out of Second City, out of Chicago.
I spent a couple of years over in Scotland working in Scottish television and in the Edinburgh Festival and stuff, and then
Nice.
returned to do all that stuff.
And that's probably why his Scottish accent is stellar, you know?
It's pretty good, I have to say, in an exaggerated comedic way. But he picked up enough to. I mean, it's not in such a way that I would be offended by it, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
His accent does not offend me, so to speak,
And
because it's fun.
yes, and it's believable too, right?
Yeah. You've got me looking now for the have you got the clip? I'm sure you have, of the Piper Dune. There's a Piper Dune.
That's the only one I didn't take because I thought that was probably so out there. That was probably so predictable. I said everybody probably saw that. So
I have got it somewhere, but I can't seem to find it right now. But if I can find it by the end of the show, fair enough.
Okay, but this show didn't come because Brian slipped me $10, right? $10 is $10. No, he did not slip me $10.
Again.
Did our lawyer call you?
Yeah, $10 is $10.
Exactly. But this time the $10 is still not here. I decided to do this on my own. I have an infinite love for Scottish culture, Scottish people, and Scottish heritage. It's to be honest with you, I am Canadian, as most of you know, and one of our first prime minister, the one that confederated our fine country. Well, it used to be a fine country, but we won't talk politics. No, we won't. The first prime minister ever was actually I think he was born in Edinburgh, Sir John A. Macdonald. Only he could bring in the Scots, the French, the Irish, and make Canada out of it. So that's where, as a proud, patriotic Canadian, my first inkling of Scottish love come from. So, and his house is still, like his birthplace 200 years ago, is still in Scotland. They're debating it, keeping it as a Scottish heritage and all that. Actually, his house actually turned into a a meat slaughterhouse. Anyway, long story short,
he's also a politician. Yes,
exactly.
I think there's more than one of the early prime ministers were from Scotland, because I seem to recall seeing a plaque in a very small village near Pitlochry in Scotland of another one, like the second or third one. I can never remember the names. Sorry, I'm a terrible Canadian. Maybe I can't remember, but there's a plaque up for the second or third prime minister who was also born in Scotland. But
right, actually, Scottish people have a long, proud heritage in Canada. And again, so my heart goes to this gentleman, and he was also a very good drinker. Not only could he drink, but he could also debate while under the influence of Scottish whiskey. The man was a legend.
These guys were world-class drinkers.
Oh, big time.
There was no, they weren't doing it for fun.
No, no. But they would put alcoholics to shame nowadays, and these men were founders of countries, leader of men, and so forth. So yeah. But
I wish I could remember the name of the little town this plaque is in, but it's somewhere in Fife. But it'll come back to me, Ortiz. It'll come back to me. There's a certainly the second Scottish Prime Minister that came from Scotland. There was a second one. You know, it really annoys me that I can't remember that because
I can't think of it either. And I know this. I'm a history buff. I know this. History and geography is where I'm at.
Well, you've gotten all this effort, and I've forgotten the name of this. Dunkeld is the village I'm thinking of.
It doesn't matter. This gentleman in history class when I was a boy in school planted the seed for my love of Scotland. Okay.
For sure.
And another notable Scot, a great general fighting for the British Army, pushing away the pesky Americans in the War of 1812, Sir Isaac Brock, who is so famous. He's got a university, a city, and a legacy named after him.
Yeah, Brock, indeed. It's a great name, Brock, isn't it?
Yes, yes. It's a manly name. It's
manly
strong.
name.
It sounds like you don't want to fuck with this guy.
I mean, it does have that name. Brock is such a manly name, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Exactly. Yeah. So this is where the seed has been planted, and it's just been watered as a boy. I think I was 8 years old. In Canada, we have a state broadcaster every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. The CBC would play OG Star Trek with Captain Kirk and Scotty and Leonard Nimoy, which was Spock, the original and the only good series. Mind you, my favorite character was always Scotty because he was the miracle maker. Captain Kirk was great. Spock was great.
Mercury engines.
Exactly. Engines, shield, you know, and he would figure out half the things. Exactly. So I had a meme in my pictures due to my lack of technical prowess. I couldn't move it over. Basically, I'll explain to you the meme. It's Scotty in his red shirt holding a glass of scotch saying, "You don't know what tough is. I'm the only one with a red shirt that survived."
That's right. Yeah. And I've remembered the name of the Prime Minister, Alexander Mackenzie.
Yes.
The second Prime Minister was born in Dunkeld in Scotland, and there's a plaque there for him.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool, yeah. So
now,
we did we provided a couple of them.
Yes. Okay. Well, the first two, the official two. So before we get too far, listen, this stream might be a little here and there. I'm a little excited there. I'm a little off key here. But let's say hi to the chat. We have the lovely Lady V who showed up at 5:30 saying hi to me and all that. So thank you, Lady V.
Hey, Lady V.
Lady V. We got my good friend Faye Knox who came.
Faye must be Scottish. She's Faye Knox. Faye is Scottish for...
There you go. And she guessed the second Prime Minister of Canada.
I don't know why I couldn't remember it because I've seen the plaque dozens of times, literally.
Well, that's how it works, Brian. You know, you see something, and then when you need to remember, you forget it. You want to add that picture again? Well,
I've just shared a video.
Whiskey. Scotch? Aye.
Would you care for a wee nip of Scotch whiskey?
I love it. I love it. I
That's
love
the
it.
one. That's the one. Yeah, Alexander Mackenzie. Well done, Faye. Now,
Yes.
so speaking of Scottish music, there was a Scottish band in the new wave era called the Rosillos. Well, they were called the Revillos and then became the Rosillos for some reason. They changed their name slightly. But their lead singer was a girl called Faye Fife.
Faye Fife.
It
Oh,
was
name
Faye
that.
Fife.
Nice.
She was 12 and 5, but it's Faye Fife. So it was quite a nice pun, you know.
Oh, and look what her maiden name is. McAllister.
Oh,
McAllister.
Excellent, yes. Son of Alistair.
Yes,
As
exactly.
Mac means son of course. So.
And look at this. My little brother on the internet jumped in. You know what? I could probably highlight these. Yeah. How about I do my job properly? Hello, Vince. Thanks for showing up, buddy.
Hey,
And
Vince.
Vince has a Canadian attachment. He's half Canadian, so he's
Did
half Canadian, but he's fully cool.
he have the surgery to get that attachment?
Well, I don't know. Only Vince knows, and I will put him on the spot.
Was that
and ask
the
him.
strap a dick to me operation?
All right. Oh, Brian, this is where
Anyway.
there we go. Hey, I like that. Okay, my friend, today I went full Scottish. Okay.
Oh,
not
definitely
only
this.
am I cheerleading for the great land of Scotland, but look what this show is sponsored by.
Oh, Rabbi Burns, that well-known Hebrew Scotsman, Rabbi Burns.
Exactly.
Robert Burns.
I went to the LCBO, and for those who don't know, it's a state-owned, welcome to Canada in Ontario,
Oh, I know it well.
state-owned alcohol store where it's regulated to the tits, but they have wonderful selection and a single malt. Look at this, Brian. Single malt Robert
is
Burns
awesome.
whiskey.
You know, there's a statue to Robert Burns in Montreal.
Really? I never knew that. Whereabouts?
I'm not exactly sure which square it's in, but it is downtown, and it's one of the squares that's kind of off St. Catherine's. It's somewhere in the downtown area.
Okay.
I just can't quite remember. It's near several banks and so on. And
Okay, well, you know what? I could probably Google that, but Robert Burns, and we have a few commercial Scottish bars around here in the east end of Ottawa where I live, and they do have they celebrate Robert Burns' birthday, okay, and they actually have people that go up on stage. Instead of having a Scottish band, they have people that go recite some of his poems, which is very classic. So,
yeah, and we used to learn them all at school, but I kind of forgotten most of them over the years, apart from the really famous ones. Well, obviously, Auld Lang Syne was written by Robert Burns,
right?
But yeah, the Ode to a Mouse and stuff like that. And a lot of it, when you're growing up in Scotland, you kind of go, oh yeah, Robert Burns, we get at school, and I wish now I'd paid more attention over the years and read more of it,
I know, but see, schooling should go backwards, okay? Because when you're young, you don't appreciate what you learn, and when you're old, you regret what you never did. So schooling should start at 40.
It should, because I wish I'd paid more attention. He is the bard of Scotland,
Me too.
Interesting life as well, but
exactly.
I'd spend time as a tax collector though, so I'm not sure we should be.
Well, don't worry. Who was a tax collector? Was it Matthew, an apostle of Jesus? He was a hated tax collector, and he came out as a saint.
Well,
so
everyone has to make a living, So
that's right. That's right. And co-sponsored by, and I told you, Brian, here's another one of these surprises. Co-sponsored by, and I had one of these this afternoon.
Innocent Gun, yeah.
The original. It's very good. It's very sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah,
I've had a few of those in my time.
But I didn't want to go with the standard Tenant because everybody drinks that like it's the national beer.
It's pish water, yeah.
Yeah,
Although-
exactly.
Although they used to, Tennant's Lager used to do the cans, and I do have an image somewhere, but it would take me forever to find it. On the back of each can was a girl in a swimsuit.
Oh, nice.
So that was what they were famous for. Obviously, they could never do that now. But,
Well, no.
But you could collect all the girls.
Yes. Well, in a distant, well, in a past not too far away, and I know you have this in Great Britain, in England. We have the Ottawa Sun here, which was a local newspaper, and it would have the Sunshine Girl, which was a lovely lass.
Oh yeah,
And-
well, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, feminism went into overdrive and said it was objectification. So we could not be having that.
And they did that in the British newspapers too, like the Sun.
Oh, they did, eh?
And they had them actually topless in the Sun, like not just with a.
Yeah, in
Ooh.
England of all places. Wow.
So, but yeah, that's gone by the wayside long ago.
Yeah, I know.
Who am I to say? You know.
Well, you know what? Let's hope we live long enough until the pendulum swings back to our side, politically and socially.
Well, I guess being attracted and attractive is not popular now. So.
No. Beauty is not. You got to be ugly and as masculine as you can be. Ladies are not to be respected or honored.
I mean, obviously, I would wish for my naked body to be exploited, but strangely, no one has ever taken me up on that. So.
Well, no, not no one. You haven't found the right person yet.
Oh, apart from my good lady, lady wife, but no newspaper's ever taken me up.
No. Oh, okay. And Vince, thanks for stepping in. I appreciate it, my friend. And go catch up on the rest of the playback. No problem, my good man. So you have a good one. Have a good night, Vince. Now, another reason I love Scottish people is because they're very strong. I remember in my history classes, there was three, back in World War II, there was three people that the German would hate fighting. The Australians, the Canadians, and the Scots. And let me show you why. Oh. Sorry.
Come to All Things Scottish. My name's Angus. Can I help you?
Sure, Angus. I'd like to get something Scottish for my dad, like a little leprechaun.
A leprechaun? Well, leprechauns are in fact Irish.
Oh, well, Irish-Scottish is the same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing, is it? Have a look at the map! There's Scotland, there's Ireland, there's the bloody sea! They're different now! Get out! Get out! Get out, Mrs. Duncan! Read the map! Get out!
Can't argue with that.
But that's why I love Scottish people.
I cannot argue with that because even every day there's almost somebody who will call me Irish, and I go, well, if I was Irish, I'd sound like this: diddly 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 potatoes.
Potatoes, yes.
So, no, not Irish, but we have strong connections, but we're not the same people.
No, and the lovely Davina stepped in. Good, Davina, we need your brain. Because we are going deep and wide into Scottish music. And I'm talking bagpipes to pop music to heavy metal.
I found the clip we've been looking for.
All right, show me. Where is that? Oh, here it is. And culturally, Scottish people are just lovely.
Let's get past!
Which is what we would do.
If you think I'm sexy and you want my body, all you got to do is come. If you want my body, and you think I'm sexy, oh, baby, let me know. There's a wee lad, she's sitting in the heather. Let's get physical. Let's spend the night together.
It's just like a Scottish
You want
wedding,
my
yeah.
body,
Apart from there's no fighting yet.
come on, baby, let me know. Hang a solo.
playing the actual solo.
Yeah, I know it's pretty good.
I hope we're not going to get blocked for this. There he goes.
You've got to. All right, we have a piper who's down. All right, he's just missed. We have a piper down. I repeat, a piper is down.
I love that. It's all right. He's just pissed.
He's just pissed.
As in
And-
drunk, of course, which is what we mean when we say pissed. Drunk, not angry.
yeah, of course. Hey, it works in French too. Let's get pissed.
Yeah.
But Davina has showed me a little icon here. Do you see that, Brian?
I do.
I do. Okay, good. So, Davina, you'll be happy to know that I found some secret footage previously unshown of Brian chatting with his flock.
What do you want? When do you want it? How do you want it?
And you should never ask them, how do you want it? Because
No,
never give
because
them a choice. Never
that's
give them
right.
a choice.
You're just making it harder on yourself, Brian. So, yeah.
I've got I got some clips along those lines too.
I love that. But that could also be the Canadian electorate listening to our elected politicians talk. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I see it whenever I see a crowd of sheep like that. It just makes me think of the masses. But
exactly.
I
Well-
did have another one myself that might have been amusing along those lines, if you have the time for it, of course. Oh yeah, this one. Well, this is going to see some time on the Dix division eventually. This meme, but
Okay.
this clip.
All right, everybody, it's shearing time.
First, I'm first. Shear me. I'm ready to be sheared.
Look, I don't want to do this.
No. It's cool, man. It's cool. It's all good.
Well, you're not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that thing. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
Cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, shear it. Fucking shear me. Fucking shear that goddamn shit off me. Fuck.
I don't know. Yeah, that's some. Yeah, somebody did that for me. I can't remember who.
I love it. I love
D-Bud
it.
Martin or somebody did it. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So, considering that we're 23 minutes in and we haven't spoken about Scottish music yet,
Is there any? Is there any though? I mean,
I know. It's great. So, obviously, when it comes to Scottish music, you cannot more or less go without the obvious. Brian, is that the word I'm looking for? The incontrovertible,
incontrovertible.
Thank you, sir. I could have never have said that.
I can barely say it.
Yes, but I'm not even drunk either. That's the worst part. But yes, so we will start off with our montage, and basically from now on, guys, I'll just show you great Scottish bands and great Scottish music. And trust me, I had to trim it down because the variety is so wide. But we'll start with, of course, anything bagpipes. This is, I would say, Scotland's unofficial anthem. Now,
Very
this.
stirring.
Now, Brian, help me out. In my research, it said, is it Scotland's anthem? National anthem?
This is a tale of woe and sadness because it was considered Scotland's national anthem for many years. Because it's a very stirring tune as well, upbeat, stirring tune. And then a few years ago, in the early 2000s, there was a song called "Flower of Scotland."
Yes.
By the Corries, who I actually wanted to mention at some point. They're a Scottish folk duo from my childhood, and from beyond that, the Corries, and they wrote and recorded a song called "The Flower of Scotland," and that replaced "Scotland the Brave." They even had polls on it, and that people wanted that instead of this, and I disapproved of that, not because I do not like the song "Flower of Scotland." It's a very moving, it's emotional song, but it's a very downbeat song. And it's about basically everyone getting killed at Culloden, the Battle of Culloden. So you're basically having a national anthem where everyone gets slaughtered.
That's right. Okay.
So this was much better to me. It's upbeat, it's stirring, it's a march. I thought it was a poor decision to replace it with "Flower of Scotland."
Right. Which I, in my research, and ironically enough, you mentioned "Flower of Scotland." So by the Corries, that was written 1967. Something else that coincides with Canada, that was our centennial year.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not that "Flower of Scotland," that "Scotland the Brave" is an ancient tune. I mean, I think it was the music was originated in the 19th century. The lyrics didn't come until the 50s. And in fact, there was a Canadian version of it with a Canadian wrote some lyrics for it.
Well,
but basically, it's. I mean, the lyrics are written based upon old stuff, but it's used by the British Army and your Canadian forces, and
and the Americans.
Rowdy Roddy Piper used to use it. It's a very stirring tune. So, "Flower of Scotland" is more, oh God, we're all going to die. We're going to die. So. I love it. I think it's a great tune. When you hear the full pipe band live doing it, it's fabulous.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like, as a French Canadian, it gives me chills and makes me love Scotland even more.
Yeah.
So, Brian, speaking of speaking of the new Scottish national anthem, here we go, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and the problem with this, and I apologize, Brian, it's such a beautiful song. I don't want to show it any disrespect by cutting it too soon, but you never know what to stop it.
And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous tune. And I don't want to misrepresent it. It's not all about defeat. I mean, it is about, the initial verses are about the Battle of Bannockburn and the Scots defeating the English. But it does go on to be a little bit sad after that because of future defeats.
And a slaughter.
So it is about winning, but it's a slow, melancholic sound, and I don't think that's suitable for a national anthem.
No.
A gorgeous song though, and it is, as I say, it's not all about Culloden. It's a lot of it is about.
But as a Canadian, doesn't Scotland the Brave, wouldn't that be just like the ultimate national anthem? Scotland the Brave, you can't go wrong with that. It's the ultimate marching tune.
Well, I've often felt anthems should be upbeat and uplifting.
Absolutely.
And Flower of Scotland is a melancholy tune, albeit beautiful. Now, the guy that wrote it was Robin Williamson.
Okay.
Robin Williamson, I think of the Corries. Forgive me if I forget.
Roy
Williamson.
Sorry, I got it right here. Sorry.
Roy
Williams. Roy Williams of the Corries.
Williamson, yeah, Roy Williamson. And I've actually got a photograph of them to share.
Okay. Here we go.
Famous and very influential Scottish folk duo of the 60s and 70s and beyond. Everyone had Corrie's albums in Scotland. Actually, one of them, and forgive me again, I can't remember which one. We used to see one of them all the time when I was a kid because his aunt lived like 4 doors down from us.
Wow.
Scotland's a small place, we all know each other. The Corries were very popular, but my favorite tune of theirs is another song.
Am I supposed to do this, Brian?
No, it's okay. Well, you can, but so I'm going to sing this song.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Let me just stop sharing that screen. So they had a song, it was just like a little throwaway Scottish thing on one of their albums called Oor Wee School. And it goes like this: Oor Wee School's a good wee school. It's made of bricks and mortar. The only thing that's wrong with it is the baldy he did master. He goes to the pub on a Saturday night and then to church on Sunday to pray to God to give him strength to scalp the wains on Monday. And that was it. And I've always stuck in my mind because it's funny because he goes to the church to pray on the Saturdays. Sorry, goes to the church pub Saturday night. Goes to the church Sunday, but just to give him strength to scalp the wains in school on Monday. Anyway, you got me singing on live.
Well, yes, I'm very happy. Like, you know what? You and I, Brian, need to take a trip to Scotland with our ladies and go in a pub where we drink enough and we feel warm in the belly and great in the head, and we can start singing with a few of them people around. We got to organize a trip like that.
Yeah, hopefully one day, yes, if health permits.
Of course.
Not so much my health, but my good luck. My thing is, my dear lady wife has spent an awful lot of time in Scotland. I'm not sure she's that keen to go back.
Yes, but my wife is dying to go to Scotland. Her favorite show was not the Highlander or what was
Outlander.
Oh my God. Yeah. She loved that. Good on her. She stayed with her man who does not look nothing like that guy in the movie that she loved. So good on that. So the next song that I'm going to play is, me personally, as a music lover, I think this is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Seriously. And it's not because of my crush on Scotland or anything. It was written in 1779 by a poet, John Newton, but the music is gorgeous. And lyrics, behold, I think it holds just good on bagpipes. Here we go.
Well, of course.
Most beautiful song ever written.
Played at my father's funeral by a piper. Yeah. It is a beautiful, beautiful song.
Oh, it's not one of the most beautiful ever written.
And beautiful no matter how it's done. Jeff Beck did an amazing version of it.
Oh, nice.
To him.
All right, sorry. I don't want to show it any disrespect. It's just it's such a beautiful song. Brings a tear to your eye.
It
And
swells
just you,
like that.
Brian, has got emotional value to it. Your
Uh,
father.
I think a lot of people find it emotional. I mean, I find it hard to listen to it without feeling emotional.
I saw that. That's why I cut it short.
No, it's okay. Mate. It's a beautiful song, and as I say, has been done by many artists,
Exactly.
including Jeff Beck on the guitar. But with that full pipe and drums and that rises, it's gorgeous.
It just brings it higher. And again, you don't need the lyrics. It was written by a poet, John Newton. Okay, because yes, I've done my history. I've done my research.
I didn't know that.
Well, there you go. All right. Hey, look at me. Hey. But no. But I think just the bagpipes, it can just hold the beauty of it. And when I was playing that song, you heard like the ensemble of bagpipes come in and just made it more powerful. One of the most beautiful song ever written by man, in my opinion.
It's interesting because I don't think from your research, you probably saw this. I don't think it was originally intended to be anything particularly Scottish, but it suits the pipes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you watch a movie which becomes a cult classic, and then you think, I could never see another actor play that movie, but then you find out there was 4 other actors trying to go for it. Like this is just made for bagpipes.
I think it cemented itself in the consciousness of something Scottish because the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards there recorded it in the 70s and had a big hit with it.
Yeah.
Which was why it suddenly became associated more with Scotland, but it works so well on the pipes.
But the poet was actually Scottish. John Newton was actually a Scotsman.
Was he? Yeah, I didn't know that.
And I don't know about the music. The music is where I'm sold on, but originally the lyrics were there. And I already did Flower of Scotland. All right, now we're going to change to the best entertainer Scotland ever known. Okay? A man who is honored with, well, first of all, he brought BBC to Scottish BBC to fame. The man was wonderful. It is Brian's favorite Scottish artist, and a member of the British Empire, the Order of the British Empire. Okay, and unfortunately, a man that we lost way too young back in 1993, died at the young age of 59. So here we go. I am going to play a
different BBC, Lady V. Different kind of BBC.
Yeah. Here we go.
As you journey to the north, over Tweed and over Forth, by the kingdom of Fife and Northern Tay, and by Angus and Kincardine, where the land sweeps to the sea, you will reach the place that is dear to me. Aberdeen, Aberdeen, all the world I have seen, I swear to you by all the stars above, if I ever cease to roam, I'll be proud to call it home. Aberdeen, the silver city that I love. Oh, and the pipes are ringing and the kids are swinging and your heart is singing as you gaily march along. You hear the story that is brave and roaring in the tunes of glory of an old Scots song. If you're standing near them and you will hear them, you will want to cheer them as you feel the glory there. The music fills you and the drum beat fills you and the rhythm fills you up the old black bear. Brave are the honours we carry before us, brave are the hearts that will live in the chorus. Hear them play, hear them sing, that is the story in the tunes of glory. a soldier, a Scottish soldier, who wandered
is the best.
far away and
I know, this has to do with your uncle.
Yeah.
With good broad shoulder,
My uncle's favourite song. And the guy
Who
landed in
stormed the
Normandy
beaches of D-Day?
on D-Day. He was
He
there.
told
Yeah.
the story of battles glorious and deeds victorious, but now he's sighing, his heart is crying to leave those green hills of Tyrol, because those green hills are not Highland hills, or the island hills, they're not Mylands hills and fair as these green foreign hills may be, they are not the hill. Come on, we'll all sing it together. Oh, those green hills are not Highland hills, or the island hills, they're not Mylands hills and fair as these green foreign hills.
That's at His Majesty's Theatre in West London. No, Lady V, I can't sing that well. I'm a drummer for a reason.
I've just come down from the Isle of Skye on the very big in the motley shine and the lassie shout when I go by. And the wind blow high and the wind blow low, through the streets in my gates I'll go. All the lassies say hello, down to where the kill is mighty light, if it's not wrong I know it's right. All the folks would get afraid if they saw me wearing the rose and then the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in the gates I'll go. All the lassies say hello, all the lassies want me, everyone, let them catch me if they can. You can't take the bricks of a hill and mile, and I don't wear the rose are. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in the gates I'll go. All the lassies say hello, where's your cruiser? Hey, no, where's your cruiser?
Of course, the recorded version of Donald, Where's Your Choosers, he does an Elvis impersonation at the end.
Yes.
Which is hilarious. It's really
I
good.
know, and you played that on one of your Lay Me Down stream, and that's where you got me on to him, Andy Stewart.
And because and he actually has a great voice. He was super popular when I was a kid. And
Yes.
As you know, and you talked about my Uncle Bill, my beloved Uncle Bill, who landed on Normandy in D-Day on the beaches and survived the war, and like a true Scotsman, met a French girl and married her and never came back to Scotland.
The power of the pussy. Sorry.
He always loved that song and felt he identified with it. And in fact, he even was a guest on a BBC radio show in the 70s or 80s about his life.
Nice.
And they asked him what his favorite song was, and he picked that, Andy Stewart. So that's because he had a very interesting life. But it's a great song.
Well,
but we mentioned Elvis. I'm sorry to do this to you. We mentioned Elvis. Elvis, of course, is a Scotsman, and we claim him. Right?
Oh, okay.
Because the one and only time he landed in the UK, it was at Prestwick Airport in Scotland, and here he is meeting his friend. So he touched Scottish soil. So we claim him as our own. Elvis is one of us.
And the Queen could not even be close. So there we go.
There's other ones we claim. David Byrne of Talking Heads, born in Scotland.
Yes.
And of course, AC/DC, Bon Scott and the Young Brothers, all born and raised in Glasgow before they moved to Australia.
Yeah, and they moved when they were 9 or 10. And their song, It's a Long Way to the Top If You Want to Rock and Roll, actually has a bagpipe solo in there. So they're Scottish pride.
We claim all these artists as our own.
Of course, and you should.
And in fact, here's AC/DC in Scotland playing Loch Lomond.
All right. Oh, there's no sound, Brian. There's no sound, Brian.
Oh, is it not working?
Well, we can see the video. We just don't have sound.
Oh, that's funny because I did change the sound settings. Anyway, they're playing Loch Lomond. We'll do it another time. I'm sorry you can't hear that because it's really good. Maybe I'll
Well,
try
try something else.
Hang on. No.
All
Try
right.
a different browser. Right, listen to this. Can you hear it now?
Yes.
So ACDC, who are obviously Scottish.
Yes.
And that's them playing that other classic tune, Loch Lomond, of course.
But okay, when I was doing my prep and my research, my translated French Canadian words cannot do homage to the late great Andy Stewart. So that's why you guys were blessed with a medley of his greatest hits.
That's a great list. And of course, he became very famous for that Donald, Where's Your Trousers, which is a novelty song. But he was a brilliant tenor singer and did a lot of like not hymns, but gospel stuff, a lot of great military tunes, a lot of old Scottish tunes, and he had a great range,
Oh yeah, and ironically enough, he did impressions and he was a comedic talent, but he was classically trained as a classical actor.
Yeah, his singing was I think he was a tenor. I think I'm right in saying, but he was really good, but he was a great personality.
Exactly. And legend and royalty in Scotland.
There was a show that he did in the BBC, which I must admit I can't really remember. I was a bit young, called the White Heather Club.
Okay.
And it was all Scottish stuff, and he was the star and the presenter of that. So he had quite a following in the UK in general because of that. Yeah.
Well, Brian, I didn't go that deep into my research. I apologize. So
there's nothing to apologize for, mate. This is great.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, right. So we went from Scottish royalty to British-born royalty. Okay, Mr. Rod Stewart, even though he's British-born,
born in England, born in London.
Exactly.
But we'll forgive him because his parents were Scottish and he adopted.
Exactly. And they did what they had to do. But anyway, Rod Stewart was always representative of Scotland. And Brian, I know this is your favorite, or one of your favorite Rod Stewart songs. So I thought I would play it right now.
Beautiful. All about going back home. That's good.
I am sailing.
I don't think this was ever a hit in America, but is it in Canada?
Home again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. I am flying, I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high clouds to be near you, to be free.
All right. And now
pipes come in at the end, of course. He gets the pipes. Rod Stewart did he did a great cover of Amazing Grace, and he also did the Sky Boat song, Speed.
Yes. I remember watching that.
Yeah. Now, do you mind, sir, if I give you a bit of trivia about that song?
Please do.
So that song, Sailing, which was a huge hit in the UK and in Canada, I don't think he ever released it in America as a single. It was written by a guy called Gavin Sutherland.
Okay.
And Gavin Sutherland was part of a group called the Sutherland Brothers and Quiver. And they had a couple of hits, but their biggest hit, which was also covered by a Canadian band, was The Arms of Mary.
Ah,
So
okay.
you may recall, I can't remember the Canadian band that covered it, but Arms of Mary was their big hit. And it was written by the same guy that wrote that, Sailing. So.
Nice. And Rod Stewart made it a hit. Of course, Rod Stewart makes hits, period.
The Arms of Mary, another great track.
Now, Brian, this is where we're going into, this is obvious territory for you, okay, but for our wonderful guests, where is it? Sorry, just give me a second. Right. Okay, so now this might be, I'll give you a few hints, Brian, and then I'll play the song. These guys remind me of the Scottish version of Atlanta Rhythm Section. Great band.
Average band.
Exactly. All right. That was too easy. But I just love them, and we're going to play a little hit for them. And here we go. And I love the W.
Oh, yeah. Because my good friends, the Rock and Roll Rowdies, worked with these guys for years. Killywack, that's it. Killywack. Arms of Mary, Killywack. So that was Sutherland Brothers, Scottish band.
Yeah. Thanks, Davina. I'm so happy you showed up, Davina.
I couldn't remember it. It was Killywack. Yeah. Now, remember, there was a time when this was the world's top punk soul band.
Yeah.
And they're from Scotland.
Yeah, and there's one black guy in there.
And they performed with Marvin Gaye. They were the first white act on Soul Train. On the show.
First white
act. Yeah, they were. And all the black artists loved them because they were funky as hell. Hamish Stewart is the bass player, and they went on to work with Paul McCartney for years. He's brilliant.
Okay.
But amazing. I mean, I didn't know, and I was Scottish. I didn't know they were Scottish. I thought they were
really?
American. I thought they were American.
They sound American. Like I told you, they're the Scottish version of Atlanta Rhythm Section.
Well, I'm going to be pedantic, and I would say that the Atlanta Rhythm Section are the American version of the Average White Band because no,
I get that.
They preceded them by many years, but they not that I have anything against the Atlanta Rhythm Section. I'm so into you.
Thank you, Brian. That was classic.
But the Average White Band, it's hard to believe that these funky guys came from Dunfermline in Fife. Same as Big Country, of course. They were from Dunfermline.
Okay, Big Country is one of those bands that I trimmed off for our time limit. Okay, because I love Big Country.
Yeah,
and that was a hit in Canada back in the 90s.
Yeah,
in the 80s.
But they were a great band, Big Country. I've seen them live a few times.
Nice. All right, so the next Scottish band, well, it's nobody would know they're Scottish because they're so good. It's a heavy metal band, and they have a biblical name. And the song that I'm going to play is the best breakup song for a man. So here we go. There we go. More cowbell.
Another song that had pipes in it. Solo. That boy. And the
More cowbell. Young man, 17 got sent by his 15-year-old girlfriend. I used to play this at the pool hall on the jukebox all the time.
Oh yes, what is that? And also from
Left. It's a good song. I don't want to cut it off. Davina. And Blue's got that on vinyl. All right.
So live, Dan McCarthy did the voice box thing using the bagpipes.
Oh,
so he wasn't really playing the bagpipes, but he used them to do that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a great clip of him in Houston live in 1982 where you see the full thing where he's got the pipes
nice. They actually stuck bagpipes into heavy metal or hard rock.
Nazareth again from Dunfermline in Fife, the same as Big Country, the same as the Average White Band, all from one small town in Fife.
Okay, Brian, this is all music that I love. I love anything around Edinburgh.
And it's not that far, yeah. Now,
exactly.
Dunfermline Abbey, big cathedral in Dunfermline, that is where Robert the Bruce's heart is buried.
Oh, wow.
And I've actually stood on that as the best man at a wedding. I was standing right on where his heart was as the wedding was going on, as the couple were getting married. I was standing right there on the plaque.
And you know what? I don't know about you ladies out there, but as men, honorable stuff like what Brian's talking about, it is priceless. This is stuff like there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, but yeah, more cowbell. But Nazareth, a fantastic Scottish rock band.
I know. Love hurts.
Yeah,
doesn't it, Brian?
This Flight Tonight, Love Hurts.
Yeah, I know.
Holiday
Trailers.
Yeah, a ton of great tracks.
And they're Scottish. I always thought they were Canadians. Okay.
Well, they had a lot of success in Canada.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, Brian, this is where we're going into. This is the music that Christian is coming up with that you might have forgotten. So here we go, my friend.
Oh, not forgotten.
Not forgotten? Good.
I got all over the record.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I saw them live.
I figured so much. All right. Okay. So, hey, Brian, are you impressed that a French Canadian trucker from Ottawa knows about this song.
I am totally impressed because whilst many people know Big Country, they didn't know the band that came before them, the Skids.
And the band that influenced Green Day, that influenced Nirvana, that influenced everybody.
Skids were
If the Skids had come out, yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to boast here. Lady V's impressed with me. Thank you, Lady V.
Skids were a kick-ass band. There they are in their 1979, 1980 heyday.
Yes.
With Richard Jobson was the singer. He's the second from the left there. The hair. Don't you just love the hair?
Not anymore because I'm bald.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, what a great band. And then, of course, the two of them ended up morphing into Big Country, of course. So another magnificent band. Also, of course, the Skids from Dunfermline. Just incredible. It's just one town, all those bands. I'm so impressed you know that one because Into the Valley is a classic.
I know, and it's a good song too. It's not only a classic, but a good song.
Rousing.
Yeah, well, I was watching you on my screen there. I'm like, wow, all right, good.
Oh, well, when that song came out, I think I was 15 maybe when that came out. I was getting heavily into punk and new wave as well as still liking, and I ditched the old stuff. I loved it all. And I went to see these guys in 79, and my God, it was good.
And what did you say, Brian? You have all their albums in the back?
Well, they've only had like 2 albums. I've got them, and I got the singles.
Oh, okay.
And, I've got some of their 7-inch singles, picture sleeve stuff, double vinyl singles. Masquerade. Masquerade was a great song.
Yes. Well, I didn't go too deep into them, so okay, good. All right, Brian.
Classic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And from a French Canadian truck driver out of Ottawa, of all fucking places.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this one, Brian, 1973. Okay. That's all I'm going to tell you. And this is my ace up my sleeve. Okay. This is where this is where I'm going to try to impress you, Brian.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. There we go.
Oh, no, I was going to say you have to have the sad. I love this band. It's a great record.
If your body's feeling bad, and it's the only one you have, you wanna take away the pain, go out walking in the rain, watch the flowers go to bed, ask the man inside your head, your spirit never have to grieve, all you got to do is believe. Faith healer, the faith healer. Can I put my hands on you? Can I put my hands on you?
The Lyle is good.
Faith and hope and charity is simple relativity. He can make you understand. Only got to take his hand. Remember when somebody said, ask a man inside your head. Fingertips and holy fire, everlasting sweet desire. The faith healer, the faith healer.
awesome. That's a deep cut, man. So pleased.
It is.
And
And this, I've been holding up this one close to my sleeve because I really wanted to impress you, Brian.
one of the original Scottish rock and rollers. He started back in the 50s and died way too soon. Died in the early 80s. Alex Harvey. That version, I mean, the version of Delilah from the same Old Grey Whistle Test, the Tom Jones song.
Okay.
It's just killer. It's just brilliant. And then they had a song called Next, which is about a brothel. Next. You know? And then the Boston Tea Party. Going to the Boston Tea Party. That was a big hit. Great Scottish band. Yeah, lovely band.
And you didn't think that I knew about them, right? Are you impressed, my friend?
I'm a little bit impressed, to be fair, because they're not. I mean, they had one or two hits in America, but
exactly. And your friend Christian, the French Canadian truck driver out of Ottawa, of all fucking places, pulled that out of his ass. So,
what a great choice, sir.
All right, so listen. We gotta say hi to Republic Sentinel, the Night Owl. He's we stream with him, Brian. Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
Good evening to you, Republic.
Yes. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, we're probably reaching towards the end. I might be getting.
We are. We got.
We can do round two. We can do round
two more tunes, Brian. That's all we got. Two more tunes.
We'll do round two sometime.
All right, here we go. Two more tunes. And all right, so I'm happy I impressed you with that because that was my I don't know what the
Ace up sleeve.
Yeah, ace up my sleeve, yes. But anyway, now there's another musician, Scottish born, who's the lead singer, Fish. And here's him in a British album.
I have
and
stories.
Band, and here's their biggest hits, Kylie.
Kaylee.
All right, French guy speaking Gaelic.
I have stories about this band too.
And Davina is impressing us with my Berry Band. Look at that, Brian. Yeah, that's not very heavy.
Do you remember chalk hearts melting on a playground wall? Do you remember tall escapes from moonwalk?
All right, so we're going to cut it short. Okay.
Just, I need to say this, that
go ahead.
Fish there, whose real name is Derek Dick.
William Derek Dick.
Well,
say it right, Brian. Yeah.
Well, he was one of my brother's best friends at high school.
Oh, nice.
I knew him pretty well, and as a result, seen him a few times and backstage and all that stuff. So
now, did I impress you with pulling Fish out of my left sleeve?
You did, yes.
All right, good. So we're bonding, my friend. You and I are becoming better friends now.
They did a couple of really good Scottish tunes as well because of him. He was the only Scotsman in the band, but yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. And he did a solo career too, so that's why I focused him. But he was your brother's friend. Good.
Yeah.
Good,
and his father was a good friend of my father's, and so
wow, it's a small world in Scotland.
I knew him pretty well. He's from my hometown, Dalkeith.
Wow. All right. Well, wow. What's the chances of me pulling this guy out of Wikipedia and impressing you, Brian?
Yeah.
All right. So I know we're short on time. This one we're going to watch. We're going to listen to because I got video, but this one is with Rod Stewart. This one is a Canadian band out of Newmarket, Ontario, which is just north of Ontario, of Toronto. Okay, it's Glass Tiger, and it's a homage because Alan Frew, who is the lead singer and songwriter of the band, is actually Scottish born. He's Canadian.
Yeah.
He's like Brian, but anyway. and they scored the biggest fucking Scottish hard-on anybody could get. They got Rod Stewart to sing on their song. So here we go, guys. So we're finishing off with Glass Tiger, My Town.
Bring the wind to carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me when that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town. When I think of you, Scotia, there's a love that just bleeds in my heart. In my childhood days, we went our different ways, but you knew that we'd never part. Now I'm all alone, and you're calling me home. You knew our love could never die, and though my roving eyes always led me astray, well, I'm coming back home. Scotia, don't walk away. Bring the wind to carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me when that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town. So when I think of you, Scotia, there's a magic that fills the air. With the downtown boys making all that noise, oh, we live like we just don't care. So we drank our fill for king and country, yeah, till the last soldier fell. Burlington Bay, you're in my heart forever. I wanna drown in the stories you tell. Bring the wind to carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me where that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town. Oh, to my town. You made me all I can ever be. If I should fall, your love will rescue me. Bring the wind to carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me when that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town. Bring the wind to carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me when that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town. Carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me when that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town. Bring the wind to carry me over, lead me home to my town. Tell me when that breeze is blowing, taking me home to my town.
Spiritual successor to sailing, don't you think?
I do believe so. And it was wonderful. And kudos to this Canadian band out of Newmarket, Ontario, north of Toronto, scoring Rod Stewart to sing on a Scottish song.
Oh, it's brilliant, yeah. But,
It is.
It's a beautiful song. It's just one of these, just grabs you, you know, something about it emotional that grabs you.
Hey, it makes me want to be Scottish, even though I'm a proud French Canadian. Imagine that.
Well, I'll adopt you as an honorary Scot. How's that?
I'll be your son. You know, I'll drive you to church every Sunday, Dad.
Yeah, just don't ask for any pocket money.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Don't ask for an allowance.
Yeah, you know what, Dad? I might pay for your pudding or your ice cream on Sunday.
Yeah. That was wonderful, mate. Wonderful.
Well, there we go. And we come to the end of our show.
We do.
What do you have there,
so
Mr.?
Before we go, I want, if anyone's looking for a Scottish artist they might not have heard of that they should listen to, I would recommend this guy. Oh, I can't see him because of the background. Frankie Miller is his name. This is the guy that Rod Stewart says he wishes he had been, because the voice, Frankie Miller's voice, is amazing.
It is.
Check him out. He had a few hits. Be Good to Yourself, Stubborn Kind of Fellow, Darling. But yeah, Frankie Miller. If I had to pick one Scottish act, other than the Mighty Teenage Fan Club, of course, who are a great band too.
And you know what, Brian? One of the songs that I cut was Frankie Miller, Darling. Okay.
Yeah, that was a hit. It was
All
a
right,
lovely
that
hit.
was a big hit.
Yeah.
Not his, but
he's a great. He didn't write it, but yeah, he had that full throated voice as well.
I
Same
know.
as Rod
I
Stewart.
know.
Lovely
I
guy.
know.
I thank you for doing this, my friend.
Well, thank you for being you, my friend, and thank you for giving me a reason to love something else than French Canadian culture. How's that sound?
Sounds great. And we should do one about French Canadian stuff so you can teach me a few things.
Yeah, but you know what? We're going to lose half the chat because it's French and it sounds Irish. So, you know, most people won't like it.
Because I don't know that much. I know more of the French artists like Johnny Halliday and those guys.
Yes. Yes, but see, that's the difference between French and French Canadian. French throw up the white flag. French Canadians storm the hill. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
But, well, thank you for that. I thought I was being a prick, but okay, cool. But anyway, 70s, here's my homage to Scottish music, Scottish culture. And thank you so much, sir, for taking an hour and 50 minutes of your time, your precious time, to step in with me. And I'm very happy to see that you enjoyed yourself.
Well, of course I enjoyed myself. I always enjoy hanging out with you, sir. Thank you for doing this. And we could do a round two sometime if you've got more.
All right. Well, we're going to go deep in the weeds then. Okay. Nobody will know what we're talking about. Not even Davina.
I have a few. Oh, there's some big ones we haven't covered yet. Trust me.
Yeah. I know. I trimmed the fat to be time sensitive and all that, but it's all good.
There's a few acts we haven't covered yet that we could get.
Big Country, for example.
Teenage Fan Club, as I mentioned, one of my favorite bands, a good Scottish band.
The Pastels.
You've got the Bay City Outlaws, Marmalade, or another 60s and 70s band. You've got Lulu, the wonderful Lulu, little short Lulu singer. Shout. She had a big hit with Shout, and she did The Man with the Golden Gun. There's a ton of them.
I know. That's the problem with Scottish music. You can never go far and wide enough.
And there's all the guys that were in bands that, like Annie Lennox, Scottish, Brian Robertson of Thin Lizzy, Davy Johnston, Elton John's band, all great Scots, just wasn't their own bands, you know.
All right. So 70s, Mr. 70s, is there anything you want to promote while you're on my channel?
Well, a bunch of stuff I did the other day regarding Judas Priest, which is all up now.
Which was good, which was awesome.
I did post earlier a review of episode 4 of Shogun, and YouTube, for some reason, something went wrong and it just got stuck. So I'm going to redo it now. So watch out for that tonight in my review of Shogun episode 4. And then next stuff up will be tomorrow. I'm getting the nod. Next up stuff up will be tomorrow, both on Midnight's Edge After Dark and then Comics Division Thursday Night Throwdown. And then the week will continue from there.
All right. And for me, it's very simple because Brian's got to go. In exactly 14 days, my friends, we are covering Van Halen. Okay. We're going far and wide on Van Halen. So we shall see you then. And thanks for coming. And again, my friends, I just want to say thank you for giving me the option of showing you my love of music, whether it's Scottish, classic, rock and roll, heavy metal, whatever. So thank you very much. And
thanks everyone for watching. Thank you.
Exactly. Cheers.
And thank you for doing this, my friend.
You're welcome, Brian. It was nice to see you smile. Cheers.
Cheers.